The United Nations states laws on refugees are clear and there should not be any arguments on the definition of refugees.
Kerenga Kua is right in terms of raising the issue that, look, across the world, we are already seeing many people who are fleeing countries where perhaps there has been repression, you're getting migrants, etc., and arriving on distant shores. The issue there, I don't think, is whether we need to reclassify the definition of refugee or not. The issue is, can we actually process these claims faster? Can we find resolutions quicker?
This issue is brought to light by Sinesine-Yongomul MP Kerenga Kua following the chaotic situation on Manus Island early this month. Kua called on the United Nations to relook at what constitutes a refugee.
Redefining the term refugee. I'm asking that now that we are faced with this trouble and having to cope and deal with it at considerable expense and trouble here, we have an entitlement to go up to the United Nations and say that they must relook at what constitutes a refugee. So a lot of these people, if you have that definition, they would have come out of Iraq, Iran, somewhere out there, Africa. They've run 5, 6 countries already to end up in Papua New Guinea, Australia. But if you apply this definition, the minute they leave the first country at their border, they're no longer refugees.
But the United Nations says the host country for asylum seekers and refugees has the power to process or deport them.
And for those who are not refugees, of course, the law is very clear that they can either be sent back to their own countries of origin, or in the case where there is a need, you find third countries that will take them. And I don't think that there is an argument about the definition of a refugee.
Mr. Kua, speaking on the Manus issue, claimed all these problems could have been avoided if only the label refugee was defined clearly.
Because, you see, the threat to us exists the minute we're in Solomon Islands, the nearest country on that side of the border. So we're another foreign country. We enjoy the protection of that country now. So the danger that forced us to flee exists. That's why I'm encouraging government of Papua New Guinea and government of Australia to foster matter, because it's become an international phenomenon. Somebody has to do something about it. And it should begin with the way a refugee is classified. And a limitation be stamped on it to say that the minute you run past the first country at your border.
Fabian Hakelitz, National EMTV News.